Hello, social media marketers. In this video, I'm going to take you on a tour of the assignments that are due this week and how you should think about tackling them this week. So let's begin. We can jump out to Schoology and I'll get you to kind of our opening folder here. So this is our opening folder. I'm always going to have this graphic here because it's such a powerful graphic that we can always go to. Attract, engage, and delight our customers. And this is the motto of our class. This is what we're always going to be trying to do um, in all of our projects. Attract, engage, and delight our customers. And our customers are always in the center. It's a beautiful thing, and we're going to be coming up with strategies throughout the class to do this. Really fun. So you're going to see this again and again. Okay, I'm going to click into our class, and then I'm going to see a bunch of weeks here. You're not going to see these because you're going to see week one content audit. And so you can go ahead and click into that. Now, week one, we're going to learn how to perform a social media content audit. And wow, this is such an important skill for you to learn as digital marketers and social media marketers. And you're gonna have to learn what a content audit is, and then you're gonna perform one on a local company, and that's what this week is all about. So you're going to see we have two folders here. We got our reading folder. RD stands for reading. And then PJ stands for project. So this week we're going to have a reading and a project. And I love that setup because really what you're doing is you're learning something by reading. So you're going to learn something and then you're going to apply it in real life. And I love learning like that. So we always start with our reading first. So let's jump into there. Social media content audits. Okay, well, we have a reading here called social media content audit, and I have this word read right here, so it tells you what to do. Read. And so you're going to come here and you're going to um, read this blog. It's called the 15-minute social media content audit everyone can do. It's a really good article, and it talks about what a social media content audit is, how to perform it, etc., etc. And so you're going to be able to kind of read this and take some notes and walk away from this with some really great knowledge. Okay, well once you have read that, you're going to come down to this reading week one reflect. And here what you're going to do, I have three questions here that I want you to journal. So what is a social media content audit? So you're going to answer that here. So, and that's a minimum of 2 sentences. So here you're going to come in and you're going to write number one, you're going to write your answer. Okay. You're going to write number two, why is it important to do a social media content audit? Minimum 2 sentences. So, I think it's important to do a social media content because blah, blah, blah. And so you're going to answer the question here. And then number three, what are three details you learned from the blog that you just read about how to perform a social media content audit? Minimum of 6 sentences. And so down here, you're going to write, I learned, and then you're going to write three things that you learned about how to do a content audit. You're going to write them all here. So, and then you're going to post that there. So great. That's that you're going to post that blog, and that's going to be great. So here you're going to learn, long story short, you're going to learn how to do a social media content audit and what they're all about. Well, great. We're going to then jump down to our project for the week where you're going to be applying what you've learned to a small project. Let's go look at that. When I click into there, you're going to see we have three elements here. One is social media audit. This is your instructions and your rubric. Two is the social media audit presentation, and you're going to turn this in. And then three, this is the Dropbox. So you're going to turn this into the Dropbox. So you're going to work on this, and then you're going to turn this into the Dropbox. Well, let's go look at this first one, the instruction/rubric. When you click into here, you're going to, it has some really cool text up here that you can read to get an introduction. So here's the scenario. You've been hired as a digital marketing consultant to help a local small business improve its web marketing. Your first job is to research the company's current web presence. Use the internet to answer the questions about the company and create a presentation using screenshots and assemble into a PowerPoint presentation. Boom. So that's the instructions about what your project is. That's part of the instructions. And then here's the rubric. Now, these are all the elements that you need to have. Now, it looks like a lot, but really, whenever you look at one of my rubrics, we always start in this middle column right here, where it says must-haves. Notice that I've broken this into three columns. One column here, one column here, and then one column here. Well, we always start in this middle column, must-haves. So student completed all of the following. So in other words, you're going to read down this list and you're going to complete your project needs to have all of these elements in your project. Notice that this column is exactly the room to grow column is exactly the same as this column. So let's say that you do your project and you do everything except for you miss this one right here. You didn't get this one, the company's Instagram web presence. You didn't research that. Maybe you ran out of time or you just didn't do it for some reason. Well, that drops you down into the room to grow category, and you can see that the room to grow is 30 points or less. And so, you will check all these boxes, but we wouldn't check this one, the Instagram one, and so you'd probably get 30 points for the project. So we want to make sure we hit all of these points so that you're getting your 40 points for the project. So let's quickly look down these. Students' research found the company's website landing page, the company's website call to action, the company's website attempts to be interactive. So is the company's website trying to interact like with the customer and allow the customer to give input? The company's Facebook presence and activity, the company's Facebook posts and engagement levels, the company's Facebook call to action, the company's Instagram presence, the company's Instagram posts and engagement, the company's, oh, this one shouldn't be there. And then other social media platforms, maybe YouTube, other ones you can think of. And then students, and then you're going to create a presentation. Students' presentation included the findings of the above research, so that's all this, and then pictures where necessary to show examples. So maybe you found some pictures. Okay, well let's go look at what we're talking about here. So if we come down here, here's more like details. If you're looking at the company's website, you can show their website banner. call to action button. Just come down here and you can read these questions. If you're looking at Facebook, how active is the company on Facebook? What types of posts are they posting? How many engagements are they getting per post? Are they getting a lot of people to respond or very few? And which posts are getting a lot of clicks and a lot of likes and shares, and which ones are getting very few? And then Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. You're just checking the company out. In other words, maybe the company doesn't post on YouTube at all, and so you're just going to make a note of that. Google. So this is a big one. Um, think as a customer trying uh, to find this company's service. What search terms would you use to find the company? And that'll make sense once we get down here. And then competitors. Um, think about the competitors. What are they doing well, and what are they doing not so well? And what are they doing well that this company could mimic, or in other words, that this company could try to steal and do good copy? And then what are your overall impressions of their social media presence? What could they do better, etc. In other words, remember that you're being hired as a digital marketing consultant to give advice about how to do better for this company. Well, what companies are we talking about here? If we scroll down to the bottom here, I've given you a list of, maybe 11 local companies in St. Paul. And so you get to pick one of these companies. Maybe you really want to do Quixotic Coffee or a sports bar, or no, sorry, a sports barber, or a yoga center, or a faux restaurant. And so you get to pick one of these, and then you're going to pick one of them, and you're going to do all this research on their social media presence. And you're going to encapsulate that into, so if we come back to here, you're going to build that all into this presentation. So you're going to come to presentation, and I've given you the shell of a presentation. So you're going to see company name, company website landing page. I got some questions here. Now remember that you don't want to edit this in its form. You're going to want to download this and then make a copy of it. So notice that I downloaded it. You may even have to make a copy of it and then save it to your folder, your social media folder, just so you're not editing our original copy. But look at this presentation. I've given you a box here. So you're going to write the company name. Let's say you chose, that I think it was called Faux 79. So you'd write that there. And if the company had a logo, you would delete this box and then you'd paste in a picture of the company's logo here. Okay, and you'd come down here, company's landing page. Again, you're going to get rid of this box here and you're going to replace it with any images that you want. And then I got a bunch of questions here that you can answer. What are the elements of the company's website landing page? So if we come out here, here is one of the websites. Well, what are the elements here? Well, we have this kind of banner here. So I'd list that. We have a greeting. We have these options for the different kinds of ways you can interact with the company. If you want to do curbside pickup or delivery, or if you want to, I don't know if this is buy or use a gift card, I'm not sure. And then contact information. And then here's their menu bar up top. And then here are some really cool photos that are attractive to people who are just coming to look at it. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. So you would add that information here. What are the elements of the landing page? Well, those are the elements. What catches your eye? What do you like? Are there attempts to be interactive with the customer? In other words, are there I'm not sure that there's attempts right now to be interactive. In other words, as a user, could I add in my input here in any way? Are there like comment boxes here in any way? And I'm not seeing that on their landing page at all. Um, Maybe I'm missing something, but and then you would just make you would make a comment there. And then what is a call to action? What is their call to action? So the call to action is really important. You, you know, what are they on their landing page? What are they calling you to do here? Well, I would say, their curbside, this is kind of their call to action here. They're calling you to make some kind of action here. Use their curbside only, their delivery, order a gift card, or do something with their loyalty rewards, etc. And so you would enter all that information here. You can delete all this text and just kind of fill that in. And then, you're just going to go down and do the same thing. I've given you these. You don't have to fill in both of these. Get rid of any images you don't want. I'm just giving you some templates here. And again, if the company doesn't have a Instagram presence, no worries. Just indicate that and move on. And then other social media, it's the same thing. If a company doesn't have other platforms that they're using, just note it and move on. But look, go out to YouTube, go out to Twitter, etc., and see what you can find. And then the company's Google search. So this one's cool. So if you go to Google, and if we're talking about this uh, gong, I don't know how to pronounce it, but Vietnamese bristo, you got to go to Google and think like a customer. How would they search for? Oh, look, it pulled it up even right here. Man, Google is smart. How would they search for this restaurant? So, they probably wouldn't search for it by name. They'd probably search for like Asian restaurants near me. And then just do a Google search and see if they come up. So, top 10 Asian restaurants, see if they come up in any of these search results. So, I'm not seeing them here. But wouldn't that be cool if you were going to advise this company? Wouldn't it be cool to say, "Hey, we need to get you on Yelp so that you can be ranked as one of the top 10 Asian restaurants in Minneapolis, St. Paul?" Yeah, because look, that's how people are learning about. They're typing into Google Asian restaurants near me, and they're not showing up. Look it, they're not really showing up. And it's probably because I'm in Minneapolis, but still, we want them to show up. So, long story short, think like a user and see, kind of see how they show up. And if they're not showing up, secondly, do this. Actually type them in. So type Vietnamese bristo, and then see how they come up here. So notice that we got that, and then read this. This is really cool. So this is their little description. See if it's attractive. See if this makes you want to go to their restaurant or not. And over here, see if this makes you want to go to their restaurant or not. That's your whole job as a digital marketer, is to um, make these elements very attractive to customers so that they want to go to this restaurant. And so you're going to give them advice about how to improve all of this. Maybe you make this maybe you make this text way better so it like really stands out like amazing food. Um, you know, yeah, I don't know. You guys can think of the language, but you get the idea. Like we want to make this really stand out so customers look at it and go, "Oh my God, look at this." And they got pretty good ratings and stuff. So you get the idea. Okay, so let's end this video now. Um, so when is this all due? Well, we have your your reading and your reflection due on Thursday, so you can see Thursday. And then we have your social media project due on Saturday night. I wouldn't wait, you guys. I would dig in and nail it. But I'm just saying that those are the due dates for these two elements for week one. All right, guys. Well, hey, I'm really excited to see the work that you guys do. Let me know if you have any questions. And remember, we're always trying to attract, engage, and delight our customers. Really fun stuff.